Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are going to take a look at CABA. This is CABA Bio. It is a biomedical company, so it is a riskier trade. I've been following this one for months. I've already placed a trade on it. If you actually look at the daily, I bought, let me see here. It's not showing my execution marks on this particular ticker, but I believe I bought about right in here. And then I exited for, actually, I think it was more down in here. And yeah, I exited up here for about a 60% gain. That was a good trade. Let me show you what I'm looking at for a continuation, though. This is the quarterly chart. We are tagging the quarterly upper band right now. You can see our TRIX is very low, about to turn green, which is good for us. So we're going to mark out the upper quarterly band here. We'll get down to 2 month. We broke the upper 2 month band. You probably don't know a lot about my strategy, but I do play on high time frames, and I do hold positions for several months most of the time. I would average hold right now in the past 3 months has actually been only about 20 days, but I will hold positions up to several months. But what I look for is price to reach structure or close to it, like we have down here. We're very close to this bottom. We actually have a trend that comes right through here, just like so. And then kind of my next step is also, multiple confluences, but I always look for breaks of the upper monthly band or upper quarterly band or upper 2 month band, depending on price action. And that kind of determines where I'm going to enter trades next. So if I see a broken upper band, which is this band right here, it's this moving average. It's a weighted moving average with a period of 6 off the high and a period of 6 off the low. So what I do is if I have multiple confluence, we hit a structure, we hit a trend line, our high time frame TRIX is green, and we have a broken and cleared close through upper band. I look to take what are called first touch trades off the lower opposite band. So on the 2 month chart, that would be down here. So we're going to mark out this level down here. And we'll get down into the monthly chart. And you can see that we close above the upper monthly band as well. And this is the upper quarterly it's pulling back from. We're going to mark out the lower monthly. The reason I'm not marking out the quarterly is because it's still curved under and we didn't close above the upper. So you can ignore the lower. But getting back into the monthly, this is our lower monthly band and lower 2 month band. So we're going to put a box in here, which just happens to be old resistance. So we're going to put a green box in here. That's going to be our buy area. I'm going to buy a little bit of CABA here, and I'm going to buy a little CABA here. And my stop is going to be actually below these first lows right here. So it's going to be about a 32% stop loss on that. So keep your risk in check. I probably won't risk more than 3 or 4% of the account on this particular trade. But to get targets, right off the bat, just by looking at it, this high right here has my attention around 546, which is close to 550, which is a psychological level. But we're actually going to fib these most recent moves on the 2 month chart. So we're going to go from the high to this low, and then from this high to this low. And then that brings our fib levels in just below that high that I just marked out with the thick white line. This is our 1.27 fib marriage, and then our 1.61 is just a hair higher above that. So we're going to get rid of the fibs. Obviously, our first zone of interest of exit is right through here, which just happens to be those old highs. We'll make that yellow, and then our final exit is going to be here in the red box. So what we're looking for as far as move goes is down to here, and then a pop back up to here, and a possible continuation up to here. It could pull back, could push up, could completely correct from here. We don't know. But that's the move I'm looking for. Let's get down to the weekly chart. There is a level. So if you mark out right here, the weekly coral coming in, and then the lower weekly band right below it. This is a minor level of support, which I would, would be a test of this structured move right here. So we're going to put a blue box there. And, price could come down, hit this, and then tag and move off. We could do that. But I hesitate to buy on the weekly lower band after such a big move, because most of the times this will bounce around and then break and then go lower. But, you could inch in and get a nibble here, very low percent, maybe like 1%. So if we're going to put in, 4% total, I'd put in 1% here, and then maybe like 2% here, that'd be 3%. Or maybe 1.5%, and then the other 2% or 1.5% or so down here to dollar cost average in and buy on the way down. Let's get into the daily chart just for giggles. Just to take a look here, we do have a running trend line right through here, which correlates to the bottom 2-month lower band. Our daily coral is down here, which is going to move over time. All these moving averages are going to move over time. Actually, it's a weird weekly or a daily coral level, not lower band. Daily lower band is here. So let's go back to the weekly and let's expand this box just a little bit, because this could be a potential buy area too, because it is off the most recent highs. So this would be, obviously this was resistance, went down, hit it, was resistance, broke through it, tested it, pushed back up, and now we're pulling back down. So again, this could test here and bounce. It could test here, it could bounce. It could test down here, it could bounce. So again, maybe a small nibble here, maybe here, maybe here, maybe here. You could have up to 4 positions on this, but I'm just going to wait and see what plays out. I really, really like this chart setup. This should continue higher over time. Our tricks on the monthly is nice and green. Our momentum is shifted. So hopefully that helps you guys.